Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to an update on my life because I have not vlogged in 2 weeks, so I do apologize for that. I'm telling you guys, this has been a roller coaster of ups and downs in these past 2 weeks. I have a lot of new things I need to show you guys. Primarily, I'm going to introduce my new anchor chart, which you can see back there. A couple of injuries that have been happening in my classroom. I'm also going to show you our Black History program. I'm also going to show you our Promethean board. That was the last update before I stopped vlogging. I'm also going to show you what we have been working on in our notes. And I'm going to show you pretty much around the classroom because, yeah, nothing else has changed. I'm going to give you an update on how my grades have been, as well as behavior, because we did have a big incident on last Friday, and I need to give you an update on field trips because one got canceled, the other is hopefully happening in next week, and the other is I hope to say in April, but I'm not even confident. So let's go ahead, jump right in. Let me show you a couple of updates and let's go. Alright, primarily here's what the classroom looks like to give you an overview. As you can see, we are still in our 3x3s over here, and then here is 5x3x4, and then there's the board, and then here's what my desk looks like. I was trying to clean it up during dismissal, but there was a situation. So starting back here, I got the hiccups. Starting back here, we have our brand new anchor chart. This one I kind of like. I do not like this part because I was trying to follow another example that I saw on google.com. But subject verb agreement is right there. I'm going to keep these two because I see a lot of students that do look at them from time to time. Here are our books. Like, the tutor has been working with my tier 3. And as you can see, she's kind of blocked out a lot of the names because first she was working with my tier 2s and now she's working with my tier 3. So it's a little bit complicated. Oh, and today we had a meeting with my principal and the testing administration, who's kind of like in charge of these tutors. Like, well, it's their connection, I guess. And now they say that they want the tutors to be working with tier 2s, and I'm just like, what? I don't know, because at first they were with tier 2s and now they're like, no, it has to do with House Bill 4545. Okay, so tier 3s. And now they say, no, we want the ones that are gonna close the gap, the ones that are going to actually get us where we want our percentage of passing. So now she wants tier 2s. I'm like, I am so confused. I was like that. I'm like, I don't understand what you want us to do. Do you want us to do this or do you want us to do this? So there's no like clear communication as to what their expectations are. So I'm not quite sure about that. All right, moving on to here, I do have some more markers and color pencils that was donated from my Amazon wish list. So I did get to put these up here as well. I do have some extras in here. This has been like the #1 used thing, guys. One little tip that I recommend is always get yourself a little container and label it extra caps, because you would be surprised at how many caps you find by themselves. And so I just put them in here, and then if a kid ever needs an extra cap, they know where to go. All right, so I've been grading, so those are filling up right there. Everything else looks good. We did use our level readers last week, so I'm going to show you that. Primarily we did a level S and level 10, which is not 10, level T, which is back there. It's blurry as heck, but you can see it. And the kids had to basically read. They were in a group of 3 or 4 and they had to read together. And then they had story skills, which I will show you right now. All right, so I just got a call from a field trip that I had to cancel. But again, so basically 3 to 4 students had a different book, and then they as a group have to fill in this worksheet. This is free on TPT. I can link it down below for you, but pretty much I love this. And what they had to do for vocabulary words was on the inside of each level reader was about 5 to 6. So I told them just do the first 5 and then tell me a definition based on what you think the word means in the story. So that is pretty much what they did last week. Moving on to this little section, as you can see, these are kind of some of the things that we have been working on. We've been working on the 13 colonies. We have officially moved on from that. Now we're moving on to how they lived in the 13 colonies. We were working on syllables. This is their homework. We did sunflower seeds, and then this side was no more soccer. So it's about just 6 questions on either side for each story. And then here is our warm-up, and I want to show you guys the coolest trick that I learned from a co-teacher. So I'm going to show you that in just one moment, but pretty much what it is that instead of printing front and back like this, like front and then back, you can actually take 2 pages and squeeze them into 1 page. Like, I didn't know you could do this until I saw one of my co-teachers here at school do it, and now I'm in freaking love. And the best thing, it's still readable. Like, you can clearly read that little line right there is because of the printer. So I'm not quite sure what to do with that, but everything else is readable. It's super crazy. And plus, I realized that we don't really write a lot on this specific warm-up. We mostly write a lot on the boxes and then this warm-up. So I realized that instead of 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna save 47 pages by only doing 2 pages. So I'm gonna show you that trick right now. All right, first of all, let me log out, switch out. All right, I worked 9 hours and 30 minutes. I should be out the door by now. Okay, so here we go. So let's say, by the way, this is our Black History program, which I meant our project. Okay, so for example, so let's go here, right? No, let me do something else. Hold on, give me 1 second. So here is our warm-up. Okay, you can kind of see it on the Promethean right there. Here's our warm-up. So instead of printing, so you do control, it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, control P, okay? Just like normal to print, okay? Print in black and white. You go to the page, which is, oh God, okay, there we go. So 14 to 15. Okay, now if I were to do this normally, I would just do this print on both sides. You can do one side, print both sides, yada yada, right? But if you go here to more settings, you know, you have this, which most people do know. But if you go further down, you have pages per sheet. And what that does is this. So right now it's 1. If I click on 2, look at that. Y'all, isn't this amazing? And if you want, you can increase the size if you want, but it might cut off just like that. So I just leave it normal 100, and it's a pretty awesome fit. And that's how I was able to get the 2 pages onto 1. Guys, you can do this for anything. I'm talking about any like warm-up that you may have. So let me see, control P. And this file, I think you can do it on any PDF. I haven't tested it on Word document, but for sure PDF does fit. So like again, go to more settings, again, more settings right there. Go all the way down to pages per sheet. If you do 2, that is what it's gonna look like. Let it load. Okay, there we go. And look at that, 2 pages now on to 1, and it's gonna do that for everything. Well, if it would load. So let me just keep it there. If you were to do more, like 4, I mean, I don't know how good it would look, but you can make this as much as you want. So this is 4 pages. Like, look at that. So it turned into portrait. So this is one right here, one page. This is the other page. This is the other page, and this is the other page. So 4 pages onto one page. Now I'm not sure again how cute it would look, but y'all, like, this is freaking amazing. So utilize this to save paper, because we all know how precious paper is to teachers. All right, so we did our warm-up. We started that today. This was one of our assignments. We focused on suffixes and base words. We did, again, the 13 colonies. Again, this is from Duxters. Guys, Duxters is an amazing website, and it comes with its own question. So definitely recommend using that for a simple social studies lesson. We have, this is the warm-up. I'm gonna put this in its right page. Everything is so hard to do with one hand. Y'all, I'm teacher struggling. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Okay, then we did work on principal parts of verbs, or regular verbs. We are moving on to irregular verbs, but they're not ready yet. We barely covered this like one day. So I'm going to go ahead. I do have a couple more worksheets that have to do with principal parts of regular verbs. So I'm going to go ahead and work tomorrow with them on regular verbs, and then move on. This one, we also did a place for frogs. This one really focused on problem and solution, so I think that really helped them a lot. Here we have our horrible filter. If you guys were to actually open it, like so, ill, disgusting, very gross, and nasty. That's not cute, and they have not been to replace. If you can see here, we have officially finished with our Percy Jackson books. I have returned them to the librarian because that's who I originally got them from. So no more Percy Jackson. We officially finished like last Friday of the last week. Not like last week, but like last week. And then here are all of my other books. So I might put some books up here, like maybe my newer books, and then I will just leave that like that. As you can see on the whiteboard, I was trying to do a little bit of like academic planner vibe. So Black History Project will begin on the 7th, which is tomorrow. On the 15th, the Black History program is due. And one thing I don't like, maybe I do like, I'm not quite sure, I'm still conflicted, is that our principal decided to say that if they do not turn in their project on the 15th, that they are not able to go to the field trip on the 16th. So I'm really pushing the fact that, hey guys, you cannot have the excuse of, I didn't have time, or I didn't have a device. You cannot do that, guys, because if you don't do it, the principal will not let you go on the field trip. So I'm really pushing, guys, please do not wait till the last minute. So I talked about the Black History Project today on the Promethean board, and then tomorrow they will officially start it on my desk. If you guys can see, that stack right there is actually the Black History Project all ready and printed out. So we're good to go on that. So let me keep going. All right, so like I said, on the 16th is the Percy Jackson field trip. We're gonna go see the musical version of Percy Jackson, the book. And then February 20th, we do have no school, but that is only for the students, not for the staff. So we do have a professional development day on the 20th. And then here we did a weekly test today. They did their vocabulary, their word study, their reading comprehension. So that's pretty much how I grade it. And they pretty much know that by now. They know this whole system of writing vocab equals out of 5, word study out of 5, and then reading comprehension. They leave that because number 14, this is not multiple choice, but number 14 is a writing question. So I grade it, and then I actually put like what they got, whether 1, 2, 3, or 4. And we did do a small spelling test. Normally I give them half a sheet of paper, But today I was like, you know what guys, let's not do 10 words. Let's just do something small, something quick, something easy. So I gave them a fourth of a sheet. I just cut this in half and then I cut this in half. And then we just did 1 through 5 and pretty much everyone did great. My homeroom have better spellers than my other class. So I definitely have to work more on spelling with my second class. I do need to clean up a little bit here. It's looking like a hot mess over here. I was able to kind of organize the closet about like a week ago, so these are looking pretty organized. The only ones that's driving me nuts is this one because the red pens do not fit like perfectly, so they're kind of looking like a little weird. Normally they are here, but then right now here are my Mr. Sketch markers, so I'm not sure about that. I have to kind of adjust. These I'm gonna actually take home because I went to my mom's this weekend and she has so much Purell and Dermex stored from like COVID 2020. So she bought a lot when it was available. So we have some extras because if I wait for the janitors or if I wait for someone to give me Purell, it's gonna be like May. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna refill this with the Purell refills that my mom has or my mom gave me. All right, so again, everything looks good here, everything looks good here. And we did use construction paper. I did not take a picture. I used construction paper because about a week ago we had national school choice. You can actually see my co-teachers, and let me show you one more. So again, this is my co-teachers. We love AAL because it was National School Choice Week. I did not even put up a paper because my principal was like, there's gonna be a contest and whoever has the best store wins. Yeah, there was no contest. She totally made that up. I pretty much put like a big construction paper here, here, there, and there, and then I asked each kid, all right, give me something that represents AAL. And then they're like they were like big classrooms. I was like, perfect, big classrooms. What else? Ancillary. All right, ancillary. What else? Great teachers, great teachers. And basically that's what I really wish I took in a picture. It's okay. And then right here I had 3 file folders, and I had 3 students that were really good with writing. I had them write like a whole paragraph or a whole essay about why they love AAL, and that's pretty much what I put it up. There's no contest, y'all. I mean, I did all that work for pretty much nothing, but I kept it short, simple, and it only took me 30 minutes, which was the best part. Everyone took like an hour to 2 hours, and I remember from when I did the Thanksgiving door, that took me like 4 days. So I was like, you know what, I'm keeping this short and sweet, and I'm spending 30 minutes of my time. And I thought of that, and my kids really liked it. So let me show you one more. All right, so here's what the 4th grade door looks like. I really like hers. The other 4th grade teacher already put hers down. She put it down on a Friday, and I just put mine down today in the morning. But yeah, so I really like what hers look like. This is our hallway, by the way. All right, guys. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you guys ever want to donate something, I have plenty of pencils, guys. All that is a box full of pencils, so I am good on pencils. Like, that will last me till May and even like summer school. Like, that's crazy. This was provided by our principal around like maybe December, like very late December. So I'm glad that I was able to get that from our principal. So I'm very good on pencils, guys. If you guys ever wanted to donate something from my Amazon wish list, let me go ahead and grab my keys while I'm here so I can get ready to go. I was planning on leaving earlier. I need to turn off my Promethean, but let me go ahead and show you guys the Promethean board real quick. So I pretty much love the Promethean. Everything is touchscreen. Like, if I were to touch this, it would work. Like, it's beautiful. you can use the pen. They gave us 2 pens, and what's pretty cool is I haven't found a way to, like, you know, do a lot of applications. I'm still learning, but during dismissal, a lot of my kids come up here and they like to, you know, color and draw. You know, it's so cute. And what's really cool is that there's like a little split line, so this person can have that and they can have their little section. I mean, it kind of goes through, yes, but like, let's say you want to erase, it only erases their side. I just think that's so cool, y'all. Haha, Miss Blanco. What am I gonna put? Subscribe. Haha, subscribe. How cute. Okay, so let me go ahead and take this out. Let me take it out. There we go. All right. Oh, and I love using the timer. You can make it like bigger or smaller. This one's like 20 minutes. You can make it smaller if you want. So it's just like a little itty bitty. If you want, you can have like more timers. So one group can be like 15 minutes. The other group can be 25 minutes. And it'll make like this really nice charm, maybe for like 3 seconds. So I think that's super, super nice. Here's what my desk area looks like. Ooh, by the way, let me show y'all my new updated sub plans, because this is amazing. Remember that trick that I showed you guys with the whole like 2 pages into one? Guess what? I used it on my sub plans because I want to save paper. Y'all, I hate this whole line thing. That's like from our toner, I guess. I'm not quite sure. All right, so here is what our packet looks like. Now these I got for free from TPT. This one is from Think, Grow, and Giggle. Let me zoom in on there. It's kind of small. Think, Grow, Giggle. Vampire Bats, and let's see. So they're gonna read, and then they have some comprehension questions right there, and then they're gonna move on to tarantulas, and then they have comprehension questions right there. And then we have compare and contrast tarantulas and vampire bats. And then they have a vocabulary little, what's this called? Frodo module, something model, Freyer model, I think. And then they have, this is more like sciencey, but I just wanted to give them something with reading comprehension in it. And plus they always need to learn this for science. So this is a reading comprehension on the rock cycle. And then they have questions. Y'all, this would have taken me 6 pages, maybe 6, maybe 8 pages to like just get these questions. But using that little trick with the 2 and the 4, I was able to squeeze in 4 pages into one. And yes, the text is smaller, but honestly, like, it's still visible and you can clearly write on it. And then they have more comprehension questions on the back. Like, y'all, isn't this amazing? I mean, it's just beautiful. So this is for my warm-up. Not warm-up, what am I saying? This is for my sub plans. So we have about 48 copies, because I do hate throwing away extra copies. So I only have 47 students. So in case something ever happens, I do have 48 in there. So that is ready to go whenever I miss a day. And my next day I am planning to miss is my birthday, which is March 24th. As you can see, here's the next topic in our catch-up daily vlog. Guys, the sickness is real at our school. This has been my best friend today, because Sunday I was at my parents' house and I kind of started sneezing a lot. I started not coughing, thank God, because you guys know how my coughs can be, but I started really sniffling. I started sneezing quite a bit. So, you know, I could just tell I was getting sick. And today I woke up and no cough, fortunately, because for me there are 3 sickness. There's COVID, which I already had once during summer, right before school. There's the cough / cold, which means like it's a little bit more serious. I'm really more sick, I probably have to take a day off because I'm just dead to the world. And there's like the common cold where I just kind of get sniffles, my sinuses are kind of acting up, but other than that, I'm pretty much a-okay. This one is just a normal common cold. I can tell because whenever I sneeze or whenever I breathe, it's just like right here in my sinuses. So I'm so glad that it's not like my coughing. I hope it doesn't, you know, come on. So I'm drinking lots of water to make sure that I don't develop a cough, because coughs take like 3 weeks for me to get rid of. This will probably, I'll be better by like Thursday if everything goes according to plan. But yes, guys, unfortunately, people are getting very, very sick. I had a student that was out maybe 4 days out of the 5 yet last week. Today, another kid was out because he was sick. A lot of kids have been sniffling. A lot of kids have been getting stomach issues, which probably means they're sick, because today I had stomach issues. Luckily, it's not COVID. I don't think so. One of our teachers was out with COVID last week, so she's back, so she's good, but no, COVID really hasn't hit as much as lately. Luckily, it's not the flu, which is great, because the flu really kicked our asses back in like what, September, I think so, or October. Yes, October, or was it November? I don't even remember. It was so long ago, but it seems so close. So I've been just kind of disinfecting. This one is pretty much out, but I do have another one in the closet, or I say closet, in the cabinet. But let me go ahead and move on to our Black History project, which I'm going to give to the students tomorrow. I'm going to finish up this vlog before it turns into like 30 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and just leave for the day. But here I have pretty much assigned every student a person. Now, I did go ahead and I did eliminate a couple of people. I eliminated Barack Obama, I eliminated Michael Jordan, I eliminated Martin Luther King Jr., and I eliminated Rosa Parks, just because when people do Black History projects, they always tend to go with these people. Oh, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, I want to do Barack Obama. You know, it's always commonly used. So I want my kids to look up people that are not commonly researched. Like, for example, I know a couple of people, like Aretha Franklin, I know Bessie Coleman, I know Booker T. Washington, I know Harriet Tubman, I know John Lewis, Katherine Johnson, Louis Armstrong, Malcolm X, I know Michelle Obama, Muhammad Ali, let's see, Ruby Bridges, Sojourner, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that, Sojourner Truth, W.E.B. Du Bois. But all of the other people, like Phyllis Wheatley, Nichelle Nichols, Mary Liza Mahoney, Mary Brown, I have no idea who these people are. So I want my kids to be able to research people that are not commonly looked at. So that's why I kind of eliminated just 4 people, and for a good reason. So that is pretty much it. And I am going to show you really closely, but I'm going to do an example. I'm going to try and take this home. If not, I'll just do it early in the morning. But I'm going to use the example of Rosa Parks just because she was eliminated. And pretty much they have all of these choices that they have. And I will show you close up. But they have all of these templates. And this one is by Prince Padilla. I'm going to link it down below. So there's so many options that they can choose from, between a quote or pivotal moment in their life, or something about their history, or something that they did that really stood out. And then once they choose that, they get to basically cut this out, and then they get to put all of their little templates. So at the end, it's going to look like this. So they're going to have the main character, they're going to cut it out, they're going to color it, and then it's going to have certain people that they choose. I know you guys can't really see. They can choose so many different ideas that they want. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, so again, I did purchase this for about maybe $5 for maybe $6. I'm not quite sure. Again, I will link it down below. I do have everything ready for you guys. Well, not for you guys, but everything ready for the students. I was thinking about making it a digital Black History program, but I just decided just let them do something more paperish. And then for spring break, their spring break packet is going to be digital either way. So I was like, you know what, let's just, but they're gonna research, so at least there is some like online aspects to it. But I went ahead and I printed everybody. So there's all of the characters, there's all of the templates, and there is all of the options that they can choose. So all of this was a whole bunch. I mean, this is, look at this. That's just crazy. This week is going to consist of the weekly tasks and principal parts of regular verbs, as well as principal parts of irregular verbs. That's what we're learning. Oh, that's what I was going to show you, my notebook. So let me go ahead and do that. And yes, I'm leaving my desk a hot mess. Let me go ahead and turn this on and show you guys. All right, so we have about 28 seconds before that timer rings. I'm curious if I do this, like if I go to USB-C, so that is connected through USB-C. Oh, look at that, the timers still are connected. Okay, so it's gonna show up in just a moment. Ah, look how bright that is. Okay, so we have, let's hear the timer ring. It's gonna be a little loud, not quite loud. Here we go. And there you go. See, so it had a little dance and animation right there. Great, so here are our notes. So move out the way. Whoop. And let's take you out. Boop. Okay, so here are our notes. Okay, we have independent and dependent clauses, historical fiction. We had vowel teams, point of view, pie and cake. Okay, we had how to write a paragraph. I need to focus a little bit more on the writing because TELPAS is coming soon and I have not really focused on writing, so I'm gonna have to keep going. We have figurative language, we have common, proper, and collective nouns. We have collective nouns right there. We have regular and irregular plural nouns. Let's see, which one is this one? We have subject, verb, agreement right there. We have open and closed syllables. So that's pretty much what happened after subject, verb, agreement. They did pretty great, I would say, on open and closed syllables. Definitely this group captured it a lot more better than my last year. Last year, they struggled really badly with open and closed syllables, but this year they really seem to be catching on. So we did a bunch of problems. We did stretch a sentence, which I know I showed you guys. This one was February the 1st, principal parts of regular verbs. So I am going to do an anchor chart really cute and nicely. And I'm going to put it, like I said, back there. And then this week, we're going to do an anchor chart for principal parts of irregular verbs. So that's going to go up there next to its little cousin. But again, there are 4 types of principal parts. We have present, present participle, past, and then past participle. We did lots of examples, and then we did a whole, like a whole worksheet. That's this one right here, principal parts of verbs. This one it's not on TPT. I literally looked up on google.com principal parts of regular verbs worksheets, and this is like something that popped up. This is like from Practice Hell Inc. So I'm pretty sure this is from like a workbook that somebody copied and then made a PDF version and then submitted it online. So you're not going to find this on TPT. This is something you have to look for on Google. I'll try to put the link, but I'm pretty sure it's something you're going to have to look for. And same thing for this one. This one I just found randomly. So this one worked pretty well with helping the kids understand principal parts. So let me put that on here. I like to keep my worksheets for about a week or 2, just because in case someone is missing a grade, I just like them to just pull it out. Or like, all right, let me go ahead and do it, and then just give it to me when they are done, and then That's what it's going to be. So right here, next part, like I said, irregular verbs is coming up next. But so far we have 13 pages full of stuff, full of learning. One thing that I do want to show you guys is my composition book. So the students have a composition book. Let me see if I can just pull it out. Give me 1 second. Hold on. You can look at my desk while we work on that. Okay, so here is their composition book. And inside, well, this is math. Okay, well, there's a reason why this kid is my tier 3. Okay, that's not working. Let me go over here. And let me pull this one because I know that she writes a little bit neater. Okay, so there we go. So this is what it's supposed to look like. So they are using the front. I gotta talk to him about that. But pretty much that's what it should look like. All right, so and then I do it on mine just because I want theirs to copy mine. So we have Unit 1, Week 1. This is from September the 6th. What I make them do is I write the 5 vocabulary words, and then we write the definition, and then down here we do the spelling words, so 1 through 20, if you can see that, 1 through 20. And then let me zoom out here so y'all can see better. So we have Unit 1, Week 2, Unit 1, Week 3, Unit 1, Week 4, Unit 1, Week 5, Unit 2, Week 1, and then we just did Unit 2, Week 2. This one, however, and I felt like this helped them a lot more, was that I did pictures. Normally, I just have them like write it, but this time I actually did pictures with it. So like, come back, I returned to a healthy state. I did like a dead flower and like coming back to an alive flower. Migrating Texas to Alaska, native belonging natural. Do you guys like my horse? A lot of kids gave me slack for that. We got my tire, return to original condition, restore. And do you guys like my cow? Do not judge me, y'all. I promise I'm trying my best here. And then we have our spelling words. So tomorrow we're going to write our Unit 2, Week 3. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do pictures because I felt like that really connected with them when they drew illustrations to kind of help connect the vocabulary to their own personal lives. All right, guys. So I can't get over the cow and the horse. I cannot draw, y'all, and I tell my kids every day, y'all, please don't laugh at my drawings because I am trying my best. My homeroom, surprisingly, is a lot more judgmental. They're more critical, whereas my second class, they're more like, it's the best horse ever. You did an amazing job, Miss Blanc. I'm like, thank you. So definitely there's some critiqueness in my homeroom, but y'all, there is some lows that I do want to mention. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 30-minute vlog, but some lows are that the administration is kind of making us call the parents quite a bit. First, it was the re-enrollment. They say you have to call every single parent and you have to make sure that every single parent re-enrolls for next year, especially the 5th graders because they're moving on to 6th grade. I'm like, I understand that, but at the same time, it is not possible to call every single parent in one day. So luckily, they extended the deadline, so I'm going to call them a couple tomorrow. I called a couple today during my planning time, so that was great. Number 2, I had a big fallout with a student on Friday. Guys, I really do have great classroom management. Out of 47 students, I only have one behavior problem that I'm really like because when they go next door, they are wild, crazy, out of control. Like, I don't know what goes through their head. I don't know if it's that room is a curse. I have no idea. But with me, they just act perfectly fine. They know the rules, they know the regulations, they know the expectation. they know what to do. My one kid, he has a history of being in trouble ever since pre-K. He's been here since pre-K. He tends to talk back a lot. He tends to think that he's grown. He tends to, put his hand on his waist and, like act like, tough. So I gave him a citation. It was my first citation since I think maybe last year. And to me, guys, if I have to give you a citation, that pretty much means that you have crossed the line, you have pushed my boundaries. I'm not going to allow this any longer. You are out of my classroom for today. So I sent him to the principal's office and with the citation. And luckily my principal, she is very supportive when it comes to behavior and catching up on those behaviors. So she completely understood. She sent him home. Mom picked him up, and the next day, no, she said that, okay, grab your work, grab your homework for tomorrow, because you are suspended from tomorrow. So pretty much it was, Friday he just stayed home and did his classwork. I still had to count him as present though, because technically he did classwork. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do with that. I'm not sure if they will audit that, but okay, whatever. So he was out on Friday and it was very quiet. We did fun games and it was really peaceful without him. I feel really bad for saying that, but at the same time, one kid can really make the difference. So I love him. I wish him the best. I want him to be successful in all he does in life, but at the same time, he has to understand that there are rules and there are certain ways to do things that do not require talking back, that do not require touching people, that do not require thinking that you can do whatever you want. And that is something that I highly expect out of all my students, and everyone understands except him. So today he came back. He was a lot better. Perfect angel. No talking, like nothing. I had to talk to Mom in Spanish about what he did on Friday, and she seemed to really get to him. And I think the suspension for one day really kind of hit him, like, oh shoot, she's being serious. So hopefully it kind of continues, but unfortunately, yes, he is out of the field trip for next week. I only have one student that is out. However, my co-teacher might eliminate quite more students because she says that a lot more students are not acting correctly. So I say that everybody else goes except just for that one kid, but she might have a different opinion, so we'll have to see on that. And then today, for some reason, the kids were working in their groups on social studies, and then all of a sudden my little aide, who's not really my aide because he comes maybe 15 minutes before he gets pulled to do something else, he came in and was like, I'm supposed to take all of 4th and 5th grade outside so you guys can talk to your parents about to do this little calendar, part A or part B. I'm like, what? That sounds dumb because you cannot handle 4th and 5th all together. But that's exactly what they did. So he took my entire class. He took all of 4th, all of 5th. That's maybe 120 kids all by himself. Safety issue right there, hazard. While I called parents and told them about filling out the 2 to 3 minute form that was on our website, and it had to be due today. So that was surprising. That was, for me, it was not okay, because you should not risk the safety of someone else to do that. You know what I mean? 120 kids is not okay for one person. I'm just saying. But either way. So I think that's it for now. But pretty much that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to hopefully go home. I'm going to work on this vlog so I can get it for you guys up and running, because I know you have missed me for 2 weeks. If you guys want to watch more, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment if you like. Thank you guys so much for giving me a couple of things from my Amazon wish list. Miss Betty has provided a lot of items for me, as well as one other person. I'm not sure who it was though, but she left a little note, so I'm gonna give you a little thank you note back. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everything, because living in an apartment is crazy when it comes to rent. wow. But I'm gonna continue these weekly vlogs. I'm not sure about this week, but for sure I'll catch you guys up, whether this week or next week. For sure, maybe a couple vlogs here and there about a couple of things around the classroom. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.